At number 10 we have Minmotion Syndrome. It's about Taeyun, an alpha who born as peasant and need to face the debt his father got. After his father commit a suicide, he got dragged in front of Jaein, an Omega who gets looked down and wanted people to think that he's not just an Omega. While being Omega, Jaein also have a syndrome where no can smell his pheromones, even the strong alpha cannot smell him. But in his shock Taeyun can smell his pheromones. With this he came up with the idea of buying Taeyun in exchange of sleeping with him. Without anything Taeyun just agree with the idea to pay up the 600 billion debt of his father. This manhwa is currently have 2 chapter and it's almost like it just started but already having his way to make a history. If you want a manhwa that has a really cool art and plot, then this manhwa is for you. At number 9 we have It's My Baby. This manhwa is about Hae Soo, a person who always get cheated on by an alpha because he can't make turn on his lover in any ways. With his last relationship he thought that the guy will propose to him but he accidentally saw his lover with someone else. After that breakup he swear that he'll never love again. But he accidentally sleep with an alpha after getting drunk and he thought that the guy he sleep with is just a mere cab driver. After that one night stand both of them don't have interaction anymore but the alpha want to see him again. Also the time they spend with each other turn out to be a good news for him, because her really desire to have a baby with any partner. While the alpha is trying his best to find him. This manhwa is really good and interesting. It's giving me love percentage type of manhwa. Because of its plot and the climax they both have, it's almost like identical manhwa. At number 8 we have December. This manhwa is about Yeonu, an Omega who meets a runway boy at a quiet dawn in their town. With the thought that he and the guy have the same situation, as a kind and cute person he is. He helped the guy who respond to him strongly. After that night the runway boy got nowhere to be found but after 2 years they meet again and, in Yeonu 2 years of living he never let us any alpha take advantage of him thinking that he is waiting for someone to settle. They also interact by chance because of the same smell Yeonu smell when he meet the runway boy. By following the smell he meet the alpha who he saved Kim Shin. This manhwa is really good and the art style is really amazing. It's like a manga but in a clearer version. If you want a manhwa with a really interesting and yet thrilling plot, then this manhwa is for you. At number 7 we have Love Percentage. This manhwa is really good and already making waves for all the manhwa reader. Anyways it's about Yeonho, a person who sleep with Taeyun and disappear like a smoke. After that night, Taeyun never forget the time he speed with his sunbae who disappear even before he wake up after the night they speed. Years later they saw each other living in the same condominium in the same floor and beside each other. But the plot twist here is that Yeonho has a kid with him that exactly look like Taeyun. This manhwa is already complete but I still recommend this for more recognition. At number 6 we have One of the Four. This manhwa is about Seon-hyun, an Omega who lost connection with his 4 friend from high school and decided to reunite with them. But during their reunion Seon-hyun went into his heat cycle with 4 alpha around him. That night something happened that end up for him to get pregnant. The exiting part here is that Seon-hyun don't know who's the father of his baby. But he is certain that the father of his child is within his 4 friends from high school. This manhwa is really cute and funny at the same time. And plot of finding the father is really unique for me. Even though I've read Who's Your Daddy. Both of the manhwa have the same plot but different style of art and scenarios. So if you want a manhwa like you're solving a math problem then this manhwa is your soulmate. At number 5 we have Gold Gray. This manhwa is about Rain. The last Omega is Earth after a virus swipe all of the Omega in the world. 50 years later, the world with no Omega starts to make artificial Omegas for the Alpha. But someone need a real Omega to make a baby to inherit his empire. Rain have been hiding his identity for so long but because of this annoying Alpha who want a baby things got out hands. This manhwa is cute and plot is really interesting and unique. It's not the usual manhwa I've read before. If you want a new manhwa plot to experience, then this manhwa is for you. At number 4 we have Keeper of the Pearl. This is the story about 2 lovers who have an unbreakable connection given by the god. Jae-moon and Ji-yeon is the lover who fated for each other as a dragon and Pearl who can never get away with each other. But during their time, someone killed one of the dragon and the Pearl that result for them to get reincarnated to the modern world and continue their lover story. This manhwa is historical. It's like isekai manhwa but they come to the future instead the past. This manhwa suit for those people who like isekai type of manhwa. At number 3 we have Unromantic. It's about Chu Gain, a beautiful, honorable and wealthy Omega who is in the top of the chain, and an ordinary Alpha who hate people who thinks they are God. But one time they happen to interact with each other that causes for them to hate one another. An Omega who don't like to get looked down, and an Alpha who hate people like him. But in that situation Chu Gain has more guts and power more than an Alpha who make him think why this Omega can't be intimidated by an Alpha. This manhwa is so good because we'll see a really powerful Omega who don't want to get looked down and an Alpha is like a cute puppy. At number 2 we have My Master. This manhwa is about the prince and the gardener's son, Juin. So they basically grow up together despite having a really big difference in social status. Our Juin is an beta and a commoner who has a crush to the prince, an Alpha of the royal blood, who also has a secret crush on our beta. But Juin has this thought of leaving the palace because he knows for a fact that him and the prince can't make any relationship between them. Also Juin leaves the palace despite the prince asking him to stay by his side for the long time. But after 3 years they both saw each other and started their story. This manhwa can really touch your heart. So if you want a manhwa that give you a heartache, then this manhwa is for you. At number 1 we have Unscented Trajectory. In this manhwa we'll got to see a really annoying and abusive Alpha to test the loyalty of his secretary. Our Alpha is really aggressive because of the fact that his brother is after his seat to the company. So he need a really loyal person beside him, and that is the beta Yi Yun. The person who take blindly to all the abuse his master does to every Omega. It's because our Alpha happen to not like Omegas at all. This manhwa is really awakening my anger to every abusive Alpha or top. But if you like that manhwa where a person change because of love, then this manhwa is for you. That's it. I hope you guys have a great time watching this video and figure out what manhwa you should read next. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this video. Also share it with your friends who also having a hard time choosing a new manhwa to read.